Hey guys, it's Maymay, and today we are playing with some of my favorite things in the world. It is laminated burlap sheets. I have used these for years. I have videos on my channel from back in the day. I'm going to link them in the description below. But I wanted to show you how to use this, and we're going to be making a sample for our new retail store using this product, and I wanted to show you as I go. So we have this jar here that we're going to use. We're going to decorate it up with some of this burlap. So let's get started. So just to let you know, we do carry this in our store, and we'll have it linked in the description and in our blog post. But I want to show you, you get 3 printable burlap sheets, and it works with inkjet printers, okay? And it's super fun to play with. I even have a video where I've used this with my Cricut, I'm pretty sure, but I'll make sure I'll link it. Now this jar, I want to tell you the size of this jar. Let me get my ruler. As far as height goes, this guy is about, put the ruler on him correctly, 6 inches. Or from the top, it's about 6.5 inches. And this is one of those jars that's kind of square. So he's about 3.5, 3.25 inches kind of to that square point. See what I mean? But here's what we're going to do. I want to show you this. All I want to do is make sure this will wrap almost all the way around my jar. See how it doesn't quite make it? I'm going to do a little lacy with ribbon right here. So we need to make our printable first. Now I'm going to be making mine in the program called Pages, but it works the same in Microsoft. Just watch what I do in Pages and it'll make sense. Okay, so I've opened Pages on my Mac, and again, this works like Word, okay? All you need is a text box. So I'm gonna come up here to the top and click where it says text, and this is my text box. Now I need this text box to be as long as I can make it on this page because I want to use as much of my burlap as I can lengthwise. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stretch this guy out as far as I can. Now, I don't plan to put a border of any kind, so I'm just going to have this stretch so when I cut it on my burlap, I don't really care about if it prints out of the margin or anything like that. I just want to print in the center, okay? So, do you see this thing popping up right here? I'm going to get rid of that. Let me go over here to Document, and that's a footer, so I'm going to get rid of that. Here we go. That one's actually a header, and get rid of the footer as well. All right, don't have to do that. It just gets in my way. All right, so let's click on text. Now let's decide what we want this one to say. So I think I want this to say baked with love. Wouldn't it be cute to have like cookies in there? I think it'd be cute to give somebody some cookies. Look, Shannon's in the room watching. She's listening. So now I've got baked with love here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over here, and I want to edit the font, the style, the location, etc. First, I know I want it to be in the center of that box. So I'm just going to click the center button right here, and that brings it to the center. Next, I want it to be in the center top to bottom, and I love this feature. Look right here. See this little button? I'm going to click that button, and now it's centered top to bottom. So now I'm going to come up here and start looking at fonts. Now, if you have uploaded any fonts to your computer, you certainly will be able to use those here. I don't think I have very many uploaded to this one, so I'm gonna have to pick something that's in here. Let's look what this one looks like. Ooh, I don't like it. Let's find another one. This could take me a while. I'll be back when I find one. Okay, so I can't really see very well, and I bet you can't either. So I'm gonna go ahead and make it bigger, and I just wanna fill in the space like so. That's kind of pretty. It's not my favorite. I'm gonna keep looking. Okay, so I found a font that I think will work really well, and I'm going to go right here and click it. Did I miss it? There we go. Okay, and see how thick and chunky that is? That's one thing about this. When you're printing on this textured burlap, you want to make sure that you have something pretty thick, not thin lines. Thin lines kind of go away in the texture. And if you wanted to make this personalized, you could make this personalized and go baked with love from Maymay. Like if you wanted to make it personalized, which would be super cute because that's what this is for. Or baked for you with love. You know, you could be very specific. But what I'm going to do is just leave it like this. You also could put little graphics or clip arts or whatever. I'm not going to do that, but you can. You can make a border. Like if you wanted to, you could go to Style here, and you could tell this to have a border. And then you could decide if you wanted it to be like a dashed border or what have you. And all of that would also print. But I'm not doing that today because I want my ribbon to be more the feature. So I'm going to come right here and tell this no line. Well, I forget where to do it. Is it here? It's here. No border. There we go. Okay. So baked with love. That's what I wanted to say. I know that is simple. Now, one thing I need to make sure of, and you will too, is that you have this tall enough. And I did not pay attention. So what I'm going to do is click here, let me do that again, because did you notice when I moved it, that's the X and Y axis. But if I go right here, so this is telling me this is only an inch, not quite 2 inches tall. So I want to make this a little taller. So what I'm going to do is stretch this box, and then I'm going to stretch my font again and fill that space up. Again, I know it's going to not print correctly on the here, but that's okay. I'm not worried about that. So let's see what size this is now. So this one is now 272. Let's bring it down like to 2.5. About like that. I think that'll be good. And if it's not, here's what you can do. You can print a sample just on a regular piece of paper and then test it and make sure it works before you do all the printing on your burlap. And you probably do want to do that. Okay, now what I'm going to do, you can save this if you like. I'm not going to worry about saving it. But you could also, you're going to print this to whatever printer you have. It doesn't matter what printer it is. You just want to make sure you load your burlap in to where when it comes up the feeder, the burlap side is being printed on. Okay, so we're going to go print this real quick. Okay, so check this out. This is printed on the burlap with the best settings. See how good that looks? And like I told you, a thicker, chunkier font looks best. If you do anything with lines, although it works, it kind of sinks into the fabric or to the weave. All right, so I'm going to cut this to the size I want it. Now, this is a very simple project. We're not doing anything super, super detailed, but you could certainly get as fancy as you wanted. Let me show you another little tip. If you want to make these the same, I'm going to measure from the top to there. That is just over 3/16. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay this at the bottom because I can see through my ruler. And then I'll line my ruler up at the top. And I'll know that I've got this pretty much the same distance apart. All right. We're going to cut now. It's been a while since I've cut this burlap. I really should flip it over. We're just going to do this. Ooh, that's loud. And because it's laminated, it will hold together for you, okay? And I might need to flip it and finish it. Nope, look right there. Isn't that cool? And that's just with our trimmer. Super cool. All right, I love this stuff. I have used it for so many projects. The only thing I don't like is burlap gets to me lately, so if I start coughing during this video, you'll know why. All right, I got one piece right here that's kind of loose. I'm just going to take that little guy off. Now, we thought it'd be fun to just show you another thing you can do with this to stamp. So I'm going to use our layered leopard stamp set. Check this out. This is layered leopard, and I'm just going to use the leopard print and just kind of have some fun out to the side. I don't know how it's going to look, but we thought it'd be fun to look at. All right, so I'm going to sit this here because I'm going to be stamping on and off. Now, I'm going to be using Stays On. Now, Stays On, it does not recommend itself for fabrics, if I remember correctly. I want to say it doesn't say it's for use for that, but I've used it on fabrics before and it works well. So I'm going to use Stays On today, but you do you. You use whichever one works for you the best. And I'm also using this on my press so I can put it in place and then press. But one thing you have to remember is your burlap is thicker than paper, so you're not going to get a super high lift. So when you sit it, you want to be pretty sure that's where you want it to go. All right, so let's ink this up. I also don't really care if this is a very full image. You know, I'm kind of okay if it's kind of rustic. It might be full though. Lord, I love the smell of Stays On. All right, and we're just going to stamp that down. And I'm hoping this turns out a little muted. I don't want like solid buffalo check. And buffalo check, cheetah print. I did not get anywhere near enough ink. Let's do it again. Or maybe I didn't press hard enough. We'll see. I didn't try to ink up very hard. That's better. That's a lot better. Yeah, I didn't put very much ink on it. Now, I personally think a pigment ink would work perfectly on this. And you might just want to heat set it or even put some I don't know, some sort of fabric sealer on top, maybe some Mod Podge. I don't know. I don't get too fancy. That's too fancy for me. All right, let's really press this time. Let that ink transfer onto the burlap. Lift that up. Look, it's kind of cool, right? Look at it on the screen. It's just kind of muted, but that's kind of what I was looking for. Now, I don't think you're going to get like a perfect stamped image doing this on the burlap. You know you won't. It's a texture. So the chunkier your pattern is, the better. The wetter your ink is, the better, obviously. You're just coming along with this for the ride. I think that was kind of cool. So I'm going to keep going, and then we're going to have this one. Then we're going to do the fun part, or what I think will be the cute part. So check it out. Isn't that cute? I mean, I don't know that cheetah print necessarily goes with that, but I wanted some kind of texture and I think it's cool. Now I have another idea we're going to try. But the plan is to, when this is good and dry, this will wrap around. And won't that be cute? Love it. Okay, let's keep going. Let me show you this too. It's only been a couple seconds and I was like, if any of this is still wet, I might try to pick it up on some vellum, but check it out. Nothing picks up. It's completely dry, so I didn't get any. So that's cool. So a good way to test and make sure it's dry. All right, so now the fun part. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I'm going to try this. I think this ribbon would be so cute showing on the edge like that little bit of buffalo check. So I need to trim this guy down a little bit. So I'm going to trim him right to the words. And I want to show you, I got a little bit up there I need to get out of the way. I'm going to see if I can see. Oh, I can see through fine. Okay. So I'm going to try this. I might just want to do this with scissors, but we'll see. Or you could do this with your rotary blade. I'm just not wanting to leave the craft room. I could just go grab my rotary, but this is fine. Oh, look, that's fine. Let's see how close we got then. Pretty good. Let's do the end or the bottom. Ooh, I went a little fast. Okay, so let's see if that thinned it down some. You might consider using your chipboard blade. You know, I've taught you before to save your old blades and turn them into chipboard blades. You might want to do that. All right, let's see. I just want a little bit of buffalo check. Look, it's perfect. Just what I wanted. Okay, so now let's cut this down to the same size. Just going to slice across the top here, just like so. That is so cute. Let me show you. I'll get it lined up. Just enough buffalo check peeking out the top and the bottom. That's just what I wanted. So I'm giving this little guy a haircut. I wasn't going to. I was going to leave those there, but I don't want anything to cover up any of the buffalo check. So just right here where I had some fibers that didn't cut perfectly straight, trimming them off. Good deal. Okay, I got to get these out of the way before they're in my throat. Oh, I should have used my... Y'all, why didn't I do this? Let's vacuum. So smart. Okay, so now we're going to attach these together, and I'm going to do it kind of unconventional, but check this out. I'm going to use my wide Elizabeth tape. This stuff is really, really great, and it'll be too wide, but that's okay. I'm going to use the excess as well. So let me cut this end straight. The last time we did it, we didn't do it perfectly straight. So there we go. All right, so now what I'm going to do is place this on one end like so and cover this whole piece in my sticky tape. Come over here and slice that off. And then any that's excess, when we peel this little backer off, we can tuck it onto itself and it will just be extra, just extra stickiness. Had a pokey tool, there it is. All right, and then we're going to try and lift this up easily. I don't think it'll be hard. Look at there. So now this whole back is sticky. Isn't that cool? I love this wide Elizabeth tape. I'll fold this down like so, because I don't want to waste it. I don't want to cut it off. Of course, you could cut that off. That would be a good strip to use for paper crafting. Now, here's where you're going to have to be a little careful, okay? Because it's real sticky. And once you put it, it's put. You know what I'm saying? Once you put it, it's put. So I feel like that feels good. Look how cute that is. I just think that's adorable with the little buffalo check peeking out. Okay, I'm going to clean up these edges here where this is hanging off a little bit. Get that nice and straight. Do the same down here. And now what I want to do is I want to poke some holes because I want to be able to put this onto the jar so it can come off to be washed. So like this is going to go around the jar like this. That is so stinking cute. Look on the inside, you see the polka dots from the ribbon? So I want to lace this together with holes. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to try doing it like this so I don't have to even do anything but this. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to try to cheat it. How many holes should I do? 3 or 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. I think 4. Let's make it hard on ourselves. Let's do 4. All right, so I'm going to start about here. Y'all, I'm eyeballing because y'all know me. You know me like that. I think it needs to be a little further down. Okay, so there's 1. Look, y'all, perfect. All right, now I'm going to come down here. That's going through burlap, fabric, and everything. And adhesive.
So the Elizabeth tape is probably helping.
Probably helping. And the laminated back.
Yeah.
Y'all, that is super easy. Oh, did I speak too soon? I got one. I didn't go quite through there. That I felt myself do that too. That's okay. Watch. We'll just snip that off. And we are in business. Okay. We got 4 little holes. Now let's pick some ribbon and tie it on. Okay. I'm the queen of giving myself too much ribbon, and I'm sure I just did. But that's what I do. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay my jar down with my little piece. And what's so cool is we're not permanently putting this on, so I can adjust this anywhere I need to. Okay, so I'm going to start on this side, and I'm going to use my little bead threader, and I'm going to pull my ribbon through over here. This might be best to do with a single-sided ribbon, but we're going to try doing it with the polka dot. Pull it through over here, and then I'm going to do the same on the other side. We're going to kind of lace this up. So I want to pull this through the underneath. So just doing that. Okay, so we'll start our little lace-up situation here. And we want it to be even. So pull through, pull through. This is going to be cute. Like I said, the person who gets it will be able to take this off and wash the jar and reuse the jar for giving it as a gift. All right, let me line these up like shoelaces. You won't be able to see it. My hands will go out of camera, I'm sure. There we go. All right, and now we're just going to shoelace it up. So I'm going to come here and pull this one through. I won't make y'all watch this. We'll fast forward this section for you. How about that? Okay, so I've got it all laced, but I want to give you a little warning. Don't pull super tight because there are fibers here and you don't want to pull this through. But then I do want to kind of clean it up a little bit and get it a little more snug. Just working my way up here. And again, I think a single layer, single pattern would be better. You know, like a solid would probably be better. All right, let's tie. Oh, I did that one wrong. Look, I'm going to redo that one. I don't know how I did that. I want that to come out from the bottom. All right, I show y'all mistakes most of the time, unless they're just real bad. Look, I'm doing it again, aren't I? Yep. Yep. I want the ribbon to come from under here, so it'll lay flat when I tie it. There we go. Now, I can pull and tie. Looks like it's all dressed in its fancy clothes. It's cute. Now, I don't like my loops too super big because I think you get a cuter bow when it's a little smaller. All right. Now, I will trim. Now, if you're giving this as a gift, give longer tails than you think you need, because if someone does untie this and wants to put it back, they might not be as skilled at tying bows as you are. So there's a little bow, and I will fray take the edges of this, but look, now we have this little jar and we get it all centered up. Look how cute it is. And we could put anything. We could have put baked for Josh, baked for Thomas, baked for, right? Baked for Vinny. It could have been anything. And I think that would be so cute. Put your kids' names on it, personalize it. Look how stinking cute this jar is. And that, by the way, you might think, but I only get 3 sheets. Let me show you what's left after we made this whole project. So we have more than half a sheet of the one we just used left. I could make 2 more from this sheet. And then I've got 2 full sheets that we haven't even touched. Isn't that awesome? So you don't have to think I have to use a whole sheet for a project. You can, but doing it like this is adorable. For Christmas gifts, come on, this would be great. All right, guys, there is a project today using our laminated printable burlap and just a bunch of supplies we had in our stash. Love how that turned out. All right, here's the deal. You know I want to see what you guys do with this. Please share with me on our customer gallery and also on our Discord what you're making with your printable laminated burlap. We can't wait to see it. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a video like this. And if you don't mind, give this video a little thumbs up. If you thought this was a cool project or if I did something that impressed you, hit that thumbs up button and let other people know that this is a cool video they might want to watch. Thanks so much, guys. Till next time. Bye now.